Hello and welcome to LFC Focus. Liverpool lost 3-2 to West Brom in the FA Cup today in what was just rubbish. It was just rubbish. It was so bad. It was just terrible. And, okay, positives. First of all, let's get those out of the way because there were like two out of the whole game. Bobby Firmino's finish for the first goal, absolutely sublime. Almost world-class from an almost world-class player. It was a really nice goal, really nice way to kick off the game. Lifted our spirits, made it feel like everything was going to go great. As we know now, it didn't go great. It went horribly wrong. But yeah, that was nice. Mo Salah's finish was decent. It was quite nice that Ben Foster just decided to stop being a really good goalie for a bit and just let the ball roll in. Gave us a little bit of hope there. So yeah, that was nice as well. Other positives, Alexander-Arnold had a go. For the last 10 minutes or so, he drove at West Brom a little bit. That was good. Danny Ings ran between the lines a little bit. That was okay. Got the ball a few times in the box. Looked like a natural striker, which is always good, what with him being a natural striker and all that. So, yeah, some positives in there. And that's about it for the good stuff. On to the negative stuff. And boy, was there a lot of it. Basically, Liverpool were just poo. I mean, goal by goal, three absolutely horrendous goals for us to concede. The first one, just a complete mess. No one taking any responsibility. No one getting anywhere near the ball. Jay Rodriguez takes one touch and suddenly he is into the penalty box with loads of space. He's bypassed our entire defence and he's able to just lash it past Simon Mignolet. Decent finish in the end. Mignolet having absolutely no chance. Not that he would anyway, because he's useless, and that probably is Simon Mignolet's last game for Liverpool. So again, if you're looking for positives, there's another one right there. So yeah, I mean, just if you are looking for an example of what we mean when Liverpool fans say that Liverpool do not have any game management on the pitch, it's right there. It's right there. When you go 1-0 up early on in a cup tie, to then be drawing the game 1 minute later is appalling. It's just appalling. Do Guardiola's City do that? No, they don't. Do Mourinho's United do that? No. Do Conte's Chelsea do that? No. None of the teams who actually have any chance of winning a trophy do anything like that because it's stupid and it just shouldn't happen. And we talk about game management so much as Liverpool fans. It's been an ongoing problem for so long. All the time under Jurgen Klopp's reign, we have had this consistent problem that we do not have any players who are capable of taking the game by the scruff of the neck. Everyone is just a passenger. Everyone just lets stuff happen like they have no way of gaining any control over what is actually going on. And it was a wonderful example of it right there as Liverpool just threw their lead in the bin about 60 seconds after they'd actually got in the first place. So yeah, that was rubbish. And then before we even know it, West Brom are 2-1 up. Again, because of just awful defending. I mean, Alexander-Arnold, I said earlier that it was a positive and he actually had a go at West Brom for the last 10 minutes, unlike any of our other players who just didn't want to know by the end of the game. But he is at fault for the second goal, sadly, in my opinion. He leaves so much space on that right flank. He's way too far inside and he's not marking anybody. He's not covering any space. There's no need for him to be there. He needs to get out further wide to cover the man who eventually gets the ball, crosses it in. The ball just somehow bypasses our entire defence. Do not tell me how, because I don't know, and I don't think anybody does, but the ball just goes through our entire defence. Jay Rodriguez scores another. Simon Mignolet again gets nowhere near it because he's rubbish at goalkeeping, and West Brom are somehow 2-1 up 5 minutes after they're 1-0 down at Anfield in the FA Cup against Liverpool. It just beggars belief. It just beggars belief. And then they nearly went 3-1 up, but thankfully VAR got involved there. That was nice of them. More on VAR later after I finish dissecting the atrocious performance from those Liverpool players today. And then, you know, some stuff happened. Penalty awarded by VAR. Again, more on that later. For some reason, Firmino goes for the top corner. Firmino, potentially one of Liverpool's best players in that he actually did some good things tonight. You know, I'm not saying that he actually did a good performance, but he did some good stuff. Unfortunately, he goes to the top corner for the penalty. Not really sure why, but he does it anyway. He hits the bar. Liverpool don't get the equaliser that they really, really needed at that point in the game, because if we'd equalised, it would have been a different match. Sadly, we didn't, and we all know what happened. Liverpool lost the game. And yeah, it plodded along a little bit. Liverpool never really looked that threatening because obviously, like against Swansea, we just cannot attack against teams that sit deep. We are just useless against teams that sit deep. And then West Brom get their third. Again, God knows how. I just don't understand. I just don't understand how. I don't even know who scored it. Some bloke who probably doesn't even, know how to play footy properly, but is just capable of whacking the ball anywhere near the goal. Joel Matip's like, don't worry lads, I'll just flick this away with the outside of my boot because I'm a classy footballer. No, he misses the ball completely. It goes in off his standing leg. He looks like a muppet. We all look like muppets, and West Brom are 3-1 up against Liverpool at half-time. And it's just a joke. It's just a total joke. And then, yeah, okay, we get back into the game with a Mo Salah goal, which is basically a gift because, West Brom just switched off for a little bit, including, like I said, their goalie who just didn't dive for the ball for some reason. But apart from that, just nothing going forward. Absolutely nothing going forward. Nothing in the middle. Nothing at the back either. I mean, the problem with Swansea was, of course, the fact that our attacking was woeful. The problem with this game is that our attacking was woeful, our midfield was woeful, our defence was woeful, our goalie was woeful. Nothing was good about that performance at all, apart from the aforementioned tiny points at the start of the game, which really, at the moment, after being dumped out of the FA Cup in the 4th round, again, feel very, very, very insignificant. So yeah, rubbish. Yeah, just terrible. You can probably tell that I haven't written a script for this game. I just couldn't be bothered because I don't think that Liverpool performance really warrants it. There's not really that much you can say about it apart from the fact that it was terrible. I mean, where do we improve? First of all, creative midfield players. We need some. Midfielders who can actually manage a game. We need some. Defenders who can defend. We need some. Goalies who can actually stop the ball from going in the net. We need at least one, preferably two, because all the ones we've got at the moment, as far as we can tell, are absolutely useless. God knows why Danny Ward was not given a start in this game, given that Mignolet is almost definitely on his way out the door at Liverpool. His career definitely seems over. Karius is the number one for now, but if you're not going to play Karius, why not play that kid Danny Ward, who for all we know might actually be good at being in goal? But, it's over now. That's it. Liverpool are out of the FA Cup again, and I'm just annoyed. In case you couldn't tell, I'm annoyed, I'm miserable. I just managed to get over the Swansea loss. I thought this was going to be the final nail in the coffin and I'd be able to forget about that match altogether. Sadly not. Liverpool are still absolutely rubbish at the footy, it seems. And the only shining light now is that with only a few days until the game against Huddersfield, we can hopefully, hopefully actually turn things round and get back on the right track soon. But yeah, VAR, I'll do a little bit on that, seeing as it was very heavily involved. All in all, I think it did pretty well. There were people saying that it took away from the drama of the game. Personally, I think it added some drama, it added some entertainment, the kind of unpredictability, waiting to see what will happen, suddenly seeing that they were going to VAR and the suspense of it all. I can't say what it's like when you're in the ground because I watched it on telly. Obviously, it's a very different experience. On telly, you've got commentators, you've got replays, you've got a bit more of an idea what's going on. So if you did go to the game and you're watching this video, let me know in the comments what you thought of VAR, whether it's a rubbish experience, whether you're at the ground or not. But yeah, an interesting experience. I personally enjoyed the contribution of VAR. At least it distracted from the fact that Liverpool were absolutely useless. But yeah, terrible performance. Absolutely no good stuff going on, to be honest. No leadership, no desire to really actually create anything, and yeah, just so bad. Just so very bad. And I'm not Klopp out. I'm going to get that out there now. I am not Jurgen Klopp out. But if that guy is not going to sign anyone between now and the end of the window, he better have something big planned for the end of the season, because at the moment, if we are going into the second half of the season trying to get top four and trying to do something in the Champions League with our current squad, then I do not know how we are going to manage that, because that was rubbish. Okay, so before we go, let's go through each player individually. Simon Mignolet, useless, didn't do anything good, looked nervous the whole way through the game. Trent Alexander-Arnold, little bit rubbish defensively, actually had a go at them in the last 10 minutes, that was nice. Virgil van Dijk, useless. Joel Matip, useless. Alberto Moreno, got forward a lot, didn't do anything with it, so useless. Emre Can, all over the shop, had no control over the game whatsoever. Gini Wijnaldum, not sure he even played, and he played the 90 minutes. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, see the Gini Wijnaldum one, not sure he even played. Sadio Mane, just a bit poo, to be honest. Every time he got the ball, he just looked scared. He is completely shot of confidence at the moment. Something needs to change there. Bobby Firmino, decent, okay, you know, did some good stuff, did some other not so good stuff. Mo Salah scores a goal, fair play to him, but for the rest of the game doesn't really get involved as much as I would have liked. Danny Ings, okay for the period that he was on the pitch, ran the lines a little bit, created a few chances, but generally pretty poor. James Milner, useless. Jordan Henderson, a little bit better in the more advanced role than the number 6, so hopefully we'll be seeing a bit more of that between now and the end of the season, but apart from that, useless as well. So yeah, that's kind of the bottom line really. The entire squad was just pathetic and useless for that game. So that is all for today's video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I'm sorry it hasn't had as much structure as the usual videos, but it is quite difficult to keep a level head and actually analyse that game when it was just so very poor. But yeah, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. Check out some of the other videos if you are new around here as well. Don't forget to follow at LFC Focus TV on Twitter, and I'll be back tomorrow for the pre-match content when Liverpool can hopefully bounce back from this defeat against Huddersfield on Tuesday night. Bye for now.